up, Bears fans? Your boy Coach T with Chicago Bears 360, back with another live show for y'all. Today, Tuesday, February 27th, it is officially NFL Combine Week. Lots of stuff going on, news breaking out of the NFL Combine. We're going to cover that and so much more. Lots are happening with the Chicago Bears. Want to catch y'all up. If you've been sleeping under a rock, you know what I'm saying, want to catch you up. And then today's show, we're going to talk about these free agent centers, and I'm going to let you know who Coach T prefers out of this class and what I prefer. Going to draft center or free agent center. That and so much more. Y'all tap in. Plus, I got a hot show for y'all on Thursday. Great guests coming on. I'll let y'all know about all that and so much more. Y'all know what's next. Cue the intro, Maestro. Also, like, share, subscribe. Y'all know what the deal is. Let's go. Contra.
Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence. On the road to them Benjis, I fill my teeth with diamonds. I'm high as fuck in the sky, you would've thought I'm pilot. I'm from Chicago, it get ugly, fill the streets with violence. Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence.
Past, present, future. We bear down.
That's right. Past, present, or future, we bear down. We're going to be here no matter what. We're going to be here no matter who the quarterback is. If it's Caleb Williams, we're going to be here. If it's Justin Fields, we're going to be here because we're Bears fans, and that's what we do. We're fans. We support the team no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, today is a kind of a crazy day, bro. First of all, I've built into my schedule a couple 5 a.m. wake-up calls, 4:30, 5 o'clock, because I have multiple projects going on. I'm running at work right now, my day job. So by the time it's time to do the show on Tuesday and Thursdays, I'm cooked. And so I have no time for the drama. I really don't. I don't have time for Bears drama. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth, people coming at you on X, Twitter, being smart asses. You know what I'm saying? Mama's boys and they daddies and mama's basements. You know what I'm saying? That don't have a life, don't have a career, nothing going on besides, you know what I'm saying, tweeting all day. Now somebody created a whole account just to tell me I've been tweeting all day. But listen, my boy, I can afford to tweet all day. You know what I'm saying? Our tax brackets aren't the same. So I can have my work laptop and my Twitter open at the same time. Anyway, let's cover the Bears, man. Let's get to it. I thought I'd just get a little saucy today because I got time today. Like Herb Howard, sometimes you got time, man. Herb Howard said when he was on the show, sometimes you got time. Sometimes you want it. You know what I'm saying? You want the smoke. And today, y'all might get it. Some of y'all might get it. So I'm just forewarning y'all. I'm having a moment. Listen, man. So all the news today is about Ryan Poles at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Who that's being covered well by, you know what I'm saying, the Bears meet plenty of people out there have things to say about what Ryan Poles is saying at the NFL Combine. I choose to listen right now today. I'm choosing to follow one Courtney Cronin because, you know what I'm saying, I'm tweeting all day, but I'm working at the same time. Courtney Cronin, when asked, when would Poles like to know the path the Bears are going to take? The quarterback, y'all seen, unless you've been living under a rock, tomorrow. Ryan Poles said, right? He doubled down on him being serious about him not knowing what, but wanting to know as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Poles made a statement. I'm going to play a little bit of that statement, and then we're going to respond to it. But let us know in the comments what you thought about what Ryan Poles has to say, because this is what's becoming annoying as hell about this whole situation. It doesn't matter what side of the situation, the argument you're on. It's becoming annoying that everything has to be a referendum on the quarterback position. Now, I understand the media has to cover it. You know what I'm saying? DIY media has to cover it, right? We got to talk about it. But there's so much more to talk about with the Bears that we could cover as well. Like Coach is going to talk about these free agent centers. Are you going to look at some film? So much more to talk about it. But let's listen to what Ryan had to say, because it's all about the quarterback position, and we'll respond to it. But let me know, do you really feel like, you know what I'm saying, this is leaning one way or the other? Let me know in the comments. Let's chat it
Those
up.
adjectives used for the amount of compensation you need. What are you looking for?
Yeah, it's hard to say right now, but it's got to help our organization significantly to move around, because we saw what it did last year, and I'm looking for that type of return to continue to improve our football team.
Right. When do you want to know what you're going to do?
Tomorrow.
No, in all seriousness, though, before
No,
free agency?
I would love to know as soon as possible.
Right.
I mean, I would love to know, but I know that's not how the process works. You know, there's sure before free agency would be good. Like I said, I'm also taking, you know, if we were to do something with Justin, like I want to do right by him. And I know, again, living in that gray space, you would want to do something sooner rather than later. But just like I talked about with contracts, it takes two teams to figure that out. But at the same time, we're also trying to figure out the draft process as well. So there's a lot of different things with different timelines going, and that's what makes it a little
Ryan,
bit
as
difficult.
part of your process over the next 6 weeks, what do you see as the best ways for you to evaluate the wiring of quarterbacks? What do you like to do to learn who they are?
Yeah, spend time. Spend time. That's, I mean, any type of relationship, you know, it's time on task and just kind of getting to know the personality. There's been a ton of information gathering from my team, just in terms of teammates, coaches, things like that. But you got to spend time with another person to really understand the wiring.
What are you trying to feel out in that process? What are you looking for from that position?
Yeah, you look for examples of dependability. You're looking selflessness, leadership, ownership. You know, like I think it's hard these days to find people that, you know, hey, this is wrong, and it's like, yeah, it was wrong. This is what I have to do to correct it, rather than just kind of BSing your way through it. So, yeah, with time on task and spending time with these guys, you'll get to know some of those things.
You do move off the number one pick.
So again, it's not a referendum on what he chooses to do at the quarterback position, but one of the things that spoke out to me or stuck out to me strictly in that is his comment about spending time with the person, getting to know the candidates, right? And y'all got to keep in mind, they have multiple people to look at, multiple people to interview besides the quarterback position. I know that's all Bears fans want to talk about, but since we're talking about it, understand there's multiple people they need to talk about. But if we're talking about the quarterback, absolutely they need to spend time with Caleb Williams. They need to get to know the person, right? You are what you are on film up to this point. They've had a whole college career to evaluate tape. And guess what? Nothing that they do at Indianapolis in the underwear Olympics, as they call it, is going to change any team's mind as to who these players are, or even at their individual workouts, right? Their team workouts, I should say, right? Because the team is allowed individual workouts or team workouts. Shout out to my guy Greg Gabriel, who's going to be on the show in the coming weeks, and we'll get a chance to talk through all of that, how the team workout actually works and all that other stuff. But you are who you are on film. Nobody's changing who these players are on film, whether it's the quarterback, whether it's a running back, whether it's an O-lineman, edge rusher, whoever you are, safety, every position, you are who you are. The last chance to get an opportunity to put something on tape was the Senior Bowl. It's the last time we had a chance to see these guys. So that's it. That's it. So it's all about getting to know the person, and why not, since you're there. But I like what Ryan Post said about getting to know him. It's all about, and find out about leadership. You know what I'm saying? I know a little bit about leadership. You know what I'm saying? United States Marine, medically retired. Put that on chest pillar. You know what I'm saying? Paris Island, South Carolina, 1993, 94. Great career. Made it to Mass Sergeant. You know what I'm saying? I know about the 14 leadership traits: justice, judgment, dependability, integrity, decisiveness, tact, enthusiasm, bearing. Google that one, bearing. Unselfishness, courage, knowledge, loyalty. Did I say integrity? What's the other E? There's 14 leadership traits. I probably left out 2 of them that they teach us at boot camp. I mean, lay a grown man since I was 18 years old. You know, what they're looking for is those type of traits. Can you walk into a room and lead grown men? Can you get men to follow you? That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? And most of that comes through leadership by example. It's really about putting your head down and working. Are you going to put in the work? Do you want people and other players to emulate your behavior? Do we want as fans? Because I've been hesitant to go there. I stay away from the personal stuff. I stay away from when he paints his nails and he wears dresses. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that could be an indicator of character to some. It could be generational. You know what I'm saying? I got a son about 25 years old. He don't paint his nails. He don't wear dresses because he knows his old man. Well, you got to see me. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's how I lead. It's leadership by example. I don't have to talk about those things around here. You know what I'm saying? My young men know how to move. I don't have to say nothing. You see it and they become it. Can you do that in this room full of men, grown men, right? We're going to talk to the person. We're going to see how you deal with pressure, how you deal with stress. How's your mental health? How you deal with your finances? What's your family life like? Get into all of it and figure out the person. So that's what they should be doing for all recruiting prospects, all prospects coming to the Chicago Bears. Absolutely. But this is an opportunity for the Bears to get to know the player that everybody's focused on, emphasis on, and they're doing their due diligence. I don't think anything came out of these pressers today that we haven't already heard. Everybody said, well, he used a, he paused after saying this phrase for 5 seconds, and that means he's trading Justin Fields or he's taking Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? He buttoned his top button on his dress shirt underneath his cardigan pullover. That means he's buttoned up. That means he's keeping Justin Fields. He wiped his left eyebrow. Like, come on, man. Y'all getting ridiculous. I don't care what side you're on. Y'all getting ridiculous. You're getting annoying as F. Trying to work on my cousin. Getting annoying, bro, to no end. Like, insufferable. Get a life. Start a business like I tweeted earlier. Do something. Work on your credit. Start a family. All right. Matt Eberflus followed up with his press conference with not much more to say as well. I'm not showing clips of that because I don't have it. Why? Because I've been working today. Because I got a life. But everything I followed throughout Twitter out the day, he didn't say nothing. He didn't give away nothing. Oh, there was the one tweet. He did say something. Oh, it was kind of comical. I had a funny reply to it. Let me find that one. Because the tweet kind of implied that, hey, you know what I'm saying? Matt is saying that what's important to him is that fourth quarter finishing. Oh, yeah, here it is. Somebody tweeted and quick tweeted in response to me opinion. Head coach Matt Eberflus on the most important quality for a quarterback. Fourth quarter and end of game situations. That's a separator for me. I guess we're taking J.J. McCarthy or Jaden Daniels because neither one of these quarterbacks really put nothing on film. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them made the playoffs for their respective levels of football they play. J.J. McCarthy won the national championship. Jaden Daniels won a Heisman in the SEC. So I think we're going with either one. Pick one. Jaden Daniels or McCarthy. Like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? We just come on, man. Like, enjoy the fact that the Bears are at the center of the football universe right now. We hold all the cards. Pick 1 or 9, 1 and 9, and we get to make things happen. Speaking of pick 1 and 9, I got to say something about the retirement of Peter King. I'm new to this journalism game. I'm new to Bears DIY media. I'm about, I think, a total of 2 years in, probably. But I've made a lot of ground in that 2 years. You wouldn't think it. But I got to say something about the career of Peter King. I'm not a big journalism guy at all. I'm an old ball coach who just so happened to know something about football and business, and just so happened to have a degree in IT and computer forensics and a bunch of IT certifications that qualify me to do a lot of things not related to media. But I do honor and respect Peter King. I respect all writers. If you are a writer, you are a traditional journalist, student, graduate, college graduate, you're a writer by trade. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the craft. I appreciate the industry, believe it or not, because guess what? I'm not a writer. I'm not a writer. I actually hate creative writing. I hate writing, period. If I had to belong, if this was about belonging to a newspaper and writing a certain word article, that interests me in no shape, form, or fashion. I'm a math guy. I'm a math and science guy. I'm a STEM guy. STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, not the other. Because y'all know y'all got so many initialisms and acronyms these days. They don't tell them what they mean. You know what I'm saying? I saw a lady walking in Chick-fil-A the other day, and she had a DILF shirt on. And I was like, what? She said something. It said something about, I like DILFs or something like that. And she was, proud. Anyway, soapbox moment. Yeah, shout out to Peter King retiring, man, from the industry after 40 years. And on his way out, of course, Peter King gets Bears fans stirred up again, like dogs chasing traffic, stray dogs chasing traffic. Every whim of a story. Barking at traffic. We get stirred up. And Peter King, you know what I'm saying, set off a bomb as he left the media industry, the beat, if you will. Listen to Dan, whatever his name is. I can't remember right now. I'm tired. Describe Peter King's article. I was just going to put it up for y'all to read, but screw that. Let somebody commentate the whole situation, courtesy of Dan, what's his face. Here we go.
Top pick. I went, okay, we didn't lead the column with this. Then he says, I know nothing, but that seems to be the way the wind is blowing. So this is Peter King, and Peter doesn't do this, where he just kind of sends up balloons and we go, I don't know, is that one going to pop? Is that one real? He doesn't do that. So when Peter says this, now he's not reporting it, and I thought, okay, because we've been speculating. What do you do if you're the Bears? Matt Eberflus held on for another year. Other guys got fired there. You got Justin Fields. So Peter says the Bears would keep Justin Fields, trade the first pick, and they would trade it to Washington. Washington would take hometown hero Caleb Williams. Then he says that maybe if you trade that down, then you get the second pick, maybe a second-round pick, and then a first-round pick the following year. Then Peter says, what if the Bears would trade that second pick overall to Atlanta? And then they would get the 8th pick. The Falcons would get one of the quarterbacks there. Chicago gets the 8th pick, Atlanta's second-round pick, and then a first and second-round pick the next year. So that would give them the 8th and 9th picks in this year's draft, second-round picks from Atlanta and Washington, 3 first-round picks, and 2 second-round picks in 2025. So you would move down 7 slots in the first round. The Bears would end up with 9 picks in the first 2 rounds of the next 2 drafts. So, Peter, I mean, you have a hypothetical or, hey, now he does say, I believe the Bears are going to trade the top pick. Now, he says he knows nothing, but it seems to be the way the wind is blowing. That's kind of reporting something.
Oh my God. I gotta rest my head on the mic right there. Because the way this sits y'all on Bears Twitter X chasing traffic like stray dogs on Monday is crazy. It's infuriating and it's entertaining at the same time. And the entertainment is not what's happening on the field or what's happening in the Bears. The entertainment is actually the fan base and other fan bases getting into the mix. People have ruined relationships in air quotes, because I don't believe you can have Twitter friends, ex-friends. I don't believe, if I don't know you in real life, we cool, we're acquaintances. We're not real friends. I'm just gonna put it out there. This might offend some. I don't have ex-Twitter friends. I don't. The guys that stood at my wedding are my friends. The shortest duration I've been knowing one of those dudes is about 25, 22 years. Dating myself. I'm old. I don't give a damn. Look at all this gray in my whiskers. I turn 50 next year. Right? We got to knock it off, man. Peter, shots fired. Good for you, my guy. Mic drop moment. If you're going to do it like that. Do it your way. You know what I'm saying? Go out standing on your sack. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the expression is. I ain't got nothing for you today. Yeah, man. Like, come on. So this is what the Justin Fields supporters did. Oh my God. That's it. Peter King. He's close with Poles. That definitely means we're keeping Justin Fields. It doesn't matter, bro. It don't matter. I believe, really, with all integrity, I really believe this. I believe that Ryan Poles is going to do what's best for the Bears organization. And I believe this as a result of what's happened the last few days. It's only 2 days into the week. Ryan Poles knows absolutely nothing. He knows what he wants to do, but if the cards don't play out the way he wants them to, he's not going to force this thing to fit his will. Meaning, if there aren't packages that present themselves that are best packages for the Bears, then guess what? He has to. I want Justin Fields supporters, which I'm one of them, to think about this. If what's best for the Bears, if a package doesn't present itself, because nobody thinks about the opportunity of maybe the NFL, maybe, and I know this is a big reach, but maybe coming, somebody, and I'm playing a little bit of advocate. Somebody said this on X Twitter. They said, teams are watching this. They don't want to get fleeced like Carolina got fleeced last year. I don't think this is true, but I'm playing devil's advocate here. If teams are teaming up to keep the Bears out of, or keep Ryan Poles from basically breaking their draft, then kudos to them. Kudos to them from a business standpoint. If they're coming together collectively to keep Ryan Poles and the Bears from breaking the draft, because essentially that's what will happen if you pull off Peter King's scenario. That's what will happen. If they're coming together to prevent the Bears from fleecing or breaking the draft, because if you trade down to 2 and you get a first rounder this year, a first rounder next year, a second rounder this year, second rounder next year, and a player, and you went from 1 to 2, and you turned around and did it again, and you go from 2 to whatever. By the way, that's the move y'all should be really focused on. The second move, if it happens, because I really believe that's where the haul will come in, because 1 to 2 is a short move. 2 to 9, 2 to 8, that's a big move up. And the more you move, the more you pay. And if it's Atlanta, the more you move, the more you groove. Like Ludacris, when I move, that money moves, just like that. Anyway, yeah, that's not it. That's not it. I believe if they're really collectively coming together to basically keep Brian Poles from breaking the draft, then it's kudos to them. That's good business on that part. Good business strategy. You saw the Commanders GM Adams come out and say, "Hey, me and Cliff Kingsbury hadn't even talked about Caleb Williams, Cap, calling Cap on it. I wish I had a Cap button. Big Cap, first of all. He said it out his mouth, his grown adult mouth, that he and Cliff Kingsbury hadn't discussed Caleb Williams. If you believe that, I got some oceanfront property in Idaho I want to sell you. I got a bridge in Brooklyn I want to sell you. But either way, it's a standoff. Is what I'm saying. Brian Poles, if that's how they're communicating to the public, then they're not picking up the phone. They're not rushing to make a decision. And I see where Ryan Poles is going with this thing, because he's saying, listen, I need to know now. Y'all need to let me know now. And they're like, we're not going to tell you now. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is the later they make the move, that's preventing a lot of stuff from happening for the Bears. Okay, you rush to the last minute, or you push them to the last minute. Now you push Justin Fields and Ryan Poles in the bad position, because the closer you get to the draft, then, you know what I'm saying, you got to keep in mind, there's a lot of things that happen. You got to, okay, we do the trade deal, people's personnel board that draft slightly. A lot of things will transpire, a lot of things domino effect the later you go. The time and having this time and space is Ryan Poles' benefit, is to his benefit and his friend. But the later this thing goes, not to say he can't pull it off, but the later it goes, I feel like the Commanders get leverage in what they give up. That's just my belief. I could be wrong. I'm open to being wrong, right? But I believe business-wise, the later we go, the shorter you have, the more rushed decision you make is usually where you get yourself in trouble and make a bad decision. So, yeah. But I don't believe that. I don't believe the teams are colluding to prevent the Bears to make the draft. They're not looking to the left and right. They have to do what's best for their organizations. The Commanders have pressure to bring in a quarterback that's going to be the face of this franchise. You got a new GM. You got a new head coach. And you said y'all like Sam Howell. And the fan pressure in Washington for a guy that's from there, I mean, it's going to be a lot for them to consider. It's going to be a lot for them to consider, to pass up on. I'm just being realistic. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. So, but I still don't think we know anything definitive. They don't know anything. And I haven't heard anything from my people or any hint of nothing. Anyway, thought I'd have a soapbox moment and talk about that stuff, man. How y'all doing? How your family and them doing? A lot of stuff going on also at the draft. Ryan Poles mentioning Jalen Johnson's contract situation and said they're at the tables. They're negotiating in faith. They're negotiating. The negotiations are going well. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they're being respectful in the contract negotiations, all that good stuff. I believe they're going to get a deal done at around 20-21 million, and we're going to get Jalen paid, and Jalen's going to come back and be happy. He wants to be here. He sees where the vision of the franchise is going. Of course, as we get more defenders, as we get more edge rushers and stud interior defensive linemen, I think his numbers are only going to increase in his defense, and he's going to be more of a household name. moving forward. So we see that's going forward and moving forward with that. Also, going on at the draft, a lot of conversation about the quarterbacks choosing not to throw at this draft. That's becoming more and more of a thing, and it's becoming annoying as hell. I'll say this from a coach's perspective because, one, I'll just say this. I'll take a step back and say this. I hope the NFL has a process in place where if these guys aren't participating fully, that other guys get invites so they get a look, because it would be a crying shame for you got 4 quarterbacks that's not throwing, they're skipping workouts, 4 guys that probably deserve an opportunity to be on that stage to showcase their skill set, and they don't get an opportunity because there is not a contingency plan in place to replace these fools that's not working out. That's sad. I think the NFL needs to do something about this, because what's the point of having a combine if your stars are not on the stage? Yeah, there's other players there we can take a look at, we can focus on, but look in our case right now. We don't care about running backs. Marvin Harrison Jr. is even working out. We don't care about the 14th guy right now. Not us, not the Bears fans, we don't. Other fan bases that's probably acting normal right now who have, best 5 players at this position, best 10 players at that position, but not us. We're not focused on that right now. So no, these guys aren't working out, and I think it's a crying shame. We don't get to see their skill set. Maybe a generational thing, but I don't like it. I'm having an old man moment. I'm having a get your dog off my lawn, whatever they say, type of moment right now. I don't like where this thing is trending, is what I'm saying. I don't know what NIL is doing to these kids. Pretty soon, we're going to have projected second rounders saying, oh, I don't want to participate. I know this is a little bit of slippery slope argument, straw man, whatever argument, faulty premise argument category this falls in. But y'all know where I'm going with this. Where does the line stop? Yeah. A lot of people talking about Drake May. Good segue. A lot of people talking about how great he is. And then you have my boy Merle Hodge, who comes out and says, was it Merle Hodge? Somebody said, I can't remember who said it. I don't want to put it on Merle right now until I confirm it. I want to say it was Merle Hodge. They came out and said that they had a second round grade on Drake May. And I'm asking the people that have this, he's the second quarterback in the draft off the board, worthy grade on. I'm asking them to show me the tape. I want to see it. You got to keep in mind, perspective is a mug. I put respect on guys that are, I'm not doing, he's 6'4", 200 something pounds, and he has a prototypical build, strong arm type of nonsense. I'm talking about, has college prepared you for the NFL? Has college prepared you for the NFL? Because we have a coaching crisis in both the NFL and college right now, particularly at the quarterback position and these offenses that's coming through the college ranks and migrating into the NFL. Now, I'll say this. I think one of the great things that we've seen happen as a result of this coaching crisis in the NFL, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, that a lot of the college coaches are starting to enter the NFL ranks. That's partly due because a lot of them are tired of the BS associated with the NIL. But part of it is because there is a coaching vacuum right now in the NFL. There's not a lot of quality offensive coaches in the NFL. I'm just being real with you. You're gonna have 29, 27, 28, 29-year-old offensive coordinators out here pretty soon, because dudes don't want to do the job no more. It's the hardest job in football, offensive coordinator. I got a take about that, by the way, too. Yeah, we got to do something different. We got to do something different. But I want to see the take on Drake May if you got it, that you believe he's a competitive with Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, because I don't see it. I don't see it. I thought the second round grade was a bit harsh, but I think he should slide. By the end of the day, I think he should slide. He should be, I put it this way. I don't know how he's ahead of even my guy from Tampa Tech, Michael Penix Jr., Tampa Tech High School, Technical School, Michael Penix Jr. I don't even know how he's ahead of Michael Penix Jr. Y'all know my order. NFL ready right now, Jaden Daniels. I'm being nice. I'm not being mean at all. I'm being nice because y'all scouting potential. I'm scouting right now, ready to play. I'm being nice by putting Caleb Williams at number 2. Somebody at the Senior Bowl called me out when I was explaining to him. He said, "Well, by your standards, technically Michael Penix Jr. should be number 2." I said, "You're not wrong, but I'm being courteous. I'm being respectful to him as a Heisman candidate winner or a Heisman Trophy winner. But if I was really a hard liner, I say Jaden Daniels number 1, Michael Penix Jr. 2. Let them fall in line. Let all these air raid RPO quarterbacks fall in line after that, because those guys, that system, I don't trust it in the NFL. They're gonna need time. They're gonna need a year or more. A year. I'm talking about a year coming in, sitting for a year, or coming in the last few games of the year, their first year, just to get some NFL experience and snaps, and then start out their second year getting some meaningful reps. They're getting some time to process the pocket, process reads, go through progressions. You know what I'm saying? Get the steps down for playing under center, fakes, play fakes, all that other stuff. Language, terminology, the whole 9. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. All right. That's my warm up. I'm just getting warm up. Hope y'all having fun hanging out with me, man. Listen, today's one of those days, man. Coach teaches on one. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all like this. We're going to get into the center free agent discussion, because I think it's an important one. I think it's one of the critical decisions we make on what we do with this football team moving forward. And I'll give my opinion in a second, but just try to have fun with it, man. Just enjoy the process. We're gonna. I think no matter what, I think the Bears are gonna be fine, and we're gonna be in a position to make a Super Bowl run, regardless of what quarterback we go through. I just so happen to think the timing of one quarterback kind of suits the situation better for our holistic team than the other. I think one puts us on a 4-year path to a Super Bowl, and then the other puts us on a path to a 2-year run for a Super Bowl. That's just my opinion. Let me slide to the DM, see what y'all talking about. As we say down south. Talking about. Oh, you know another thing I forgot to slide in there? My opening rant, if you will. Man, this Cam Newton fight situation, bro, with TSP, top shelf performance, which was, you know what I'm saying? It's tragic. It's not a funny situation at all. I wanted to slide this in there and speak on it because I met those young men. I met them down at Senior Bowl. I met the CEOs, if you will, the owners of Top Shelf Performance. They actually stayed in the hotel with me. I'm not going to tell y'all who he's there training and working with because I don't want to jeopardize or put the young men, I don't know. Nobody listens to me anyway. But anyway, I don't want to put that out there like that. But they were good dudes. They seemed like cool dudes, man. And so I did some tweeting around. I did some texting around. Actually, how they numbered. But I did some other texting around to some people I know in the local area that's in the football 7-on-7 world, trying to figure out, man, what happened, bro? What's really going on? and this is what people need to understand about the ATL, bro, about down south. Listen, I don't know how y'all get down in other cities y'all from or whatever. I was raised down here, Southwest Side, ATL, Adamsville, straight off MLK, West Side, Zone 4. All right. I don't know how y'all get down in other cities where y'all from, but I'm gonna tell y'all how I go down here. You really like family until you're not. Southern hospitality is a real thing, at least for the native ATLians. So if you was raised down here, you was born down here, you're a Grady baby, as they say, right? You're a Grady baby. Grady's a hospital downtown. You're a Grady baby. You really like family until you're not. You know what I'm saying? Meaning people will give you the benefit of the doubt until you cross them. And most people around here that's from the local schools here, local high schools and local scene, they rock with each other heavy. They went to the same schools, or they might have went to rival schools or something like that. And they know each other for a long time. They either know each other or got relatives that know each other. So if there's a squabble or disagreement, it's not like gang stuff. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like heavy duty gang stuff. It's not on that level. It's really like a family feud, so to speak. It's like, hey, that's my brother over there, or my cousin over there, and we got a problem with each other right now. And so we need to handle this situation right now. And then we're gonna get back to, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get back, we're gonna dap it up, we're gonna hug it up, we're gonna be back cool in about another week or so, another couple weeks. And calling and texting around, man, that's kind of the sense I got from the situation, right? It was just some competition stuff that boiled over. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it's like. You played ball, if you played basketball, pick up ball in the hood, you know how I go, man. Competition get going and temper start flaring, and next thing you know, hands start to moving, right? Furniture start moving. And that's what the feeling I get that from the people I talk to about the situation that was close to the situation. You know what I'm saying? You know, Cam does a lot for the community here in the ATL area in terms of these 707 tournaments, his organization C1N, all those people, like they bring the stars out too. Like it's not like no Rudy Poo 707 tournaments. A lot of the stars come to these tournaments and watch the tournaments and so on and so forth. So yeah, I just thought it was, you know, based off of what I'd found out, I just thought it was, or I heard it was just like a big misunderstanding. And it escalated too fast before cooler heads can prevail. So it's like, man, like your brother, it's like your cousin put his hands on your brother, and that might be your cousin, but that's your brother. So, you know what I'm saying? Cuz you might have to hold his fade because that's my brother. So it's weird. It's a weird dynamic. Those that know, you know what I'm saying? I'll leave it at that. I hope, you know what I'm saying, no matter what happens, I hope those brothers can get together and squash the beef. It's not going to be no real beef. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. It's not going to be nothing long lasting or whatever. They're going to probably be back out the next tournament together, playing, dap it up, cool, probably make a statement, show a force together, like to the kids, to show the kids, hey, everything is everything. We good now, blah, blah. And they going to move on, man. So I hope for Cam's sake, you know what I'm saying, he, you know, continues to do things, good things in the community. Hope for Steph and TJ. You know what I'm saying? They continue to do good things in the community, man. I got a lot of respect for those young men, because here's the thing. Y'all can call them all kinds of names on Twitter and all this other stuff. The whole point is y'all don't know them. And I'm going to tell you right now, from that side of town where I was raised on, they could be doing a lot of other stuff. So I think they'll get it together and they're going to be all right. So let me slide to the DMs real fast so I can see what y'all hollering about. And we're going to get and talk about these centers real fast. I'm going to get y'all out of here. Let's go.
Did you get like some crazy DMs or what?
Very.
Surprises or no? Taking like blue check marks.
Yeah, like
people who be sliding, and I'm like, wow, y'all fuck with me like that.
That's what's up, man. Thanks for rocking with me. Y'all in the building. I see the usual suspects. I'm gonna go from the top to the bottom. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I missed y'all on Sunday, man. Missed y'all on Sunday. But I didn't miss y'all on Sunday. I missed y'all, but I didn't miss y'all at the same time. Because guess what, man? Me and my sweetie, speaking of getting a life, like I actually instructed people to do on Twitter, over this bear situation. And my wife, well, she didn't surprise me, but she surprised me in the sense that we did a getaway this weekend, and I didn't know it was something I needed. Shout out to Cat Williams, bro. Funny as ever. Drove to Birmingham, man, to see Cat Williams at concert and show the Dark Matter tour. If you like Cat Williams, man, he will not disappoint, man. So shout out to him. Football, CF Candy in the building. I think it's the first time I'm seeing you on the show, man. Thanks for joining us. Said Lloyd Cushenberry is the guy for me, coach. I get the injury is concerning, but the talent is there, man. I like the tape, man. I'm going to keep you in mind when we get through this. I'm going to try and hit a little tape before we get out of here, too. Vizzo, B to the Izzo, Joe. B to the Izzo. All right, Vizzo said, Pose, still undecided until the meeting with the quarterbacks, but all arrows point to Caleb. Hey, man, listen, it is what it is. If it's Caleb, bro, welcome to Chicago, Caleb. Y'all put on y'all number 13 jerseys and y'all show up, show out. I'm playing a different game, man. I just hope to be able to cover this team from a more closer angle. How about that? Let's put it that way. Keith Harris said, bear down from Nomad Network. Shout out to the Nomad Network. Appreciate you. See, read those something. Somebody said, Vizzo said he read that Ryan Poles' meet with Caleb tomorrow. Hopefully so. I hope they meet with him every day that they there, bro. I hope they spend as much time with them as they can to figure out what they want to do and get the right decision for the city, the fan base, the organization. Get the decision. Whatever you do, man, get the decision right. I have a preference. We're human. We're human beings, bro. We're allowed to have a preference. I have a preference. I have my reasons as to why I have a preference. They're really rooted in football 101. But nonetheless, and the reason why I think they're going with Justin Fields is rooted in football. It's no secret to me. I put it out for y'all. I'm going to run that scenario by y'all before we get off the show. Football, Steve Kenny says, man, I don't know, man. The fact that they said they'll team understand how, he said the team understand how to think long term. Y'all reading too much into it, bro. You can go back to and grab stuff that they said during the season and it'll shade your perspective. It's just the latest thing he said. And watch this. There's no way. Ryan Poles, whatever he says, unless he has a written statement that avoids any kind of implication that they're going this way or going that way. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? The long term can be interpreted as multiple trade backs. Multiple trade backs continue to get first round picks year after year after year until they can't do it anymore because they're so competitive, right? That they kind of wean themselves off of that business model. So what does that even mean? That's what I'm saying. It's like, if that made you change your opinion, y'all gonna be crazy. That's why I'm telling y'all, y'all gotta be careful. Very different time from Poles this year. I believe Fields will be traded a couple of weeks. All right, man. All right. Yada said he's definitely talking in code. Shout out to Yada. There's game. Dr. Truth. Dr. Truth in the building says the focus from the fans and nail polish to close by players shows that you don't care about football. You're just bored. You're saying the focus, Dr. Truth says, from the fans on nail polish and clothes by players shows that you don't care about football. I will debate the negative on it. I'll take the negative on this one. Dr. Truth. So the conclusion that you're stating in this here philosophical argument is the nail polish and clothes focuses, the nail polish and clothes by players focuses don't care about football. So I would debate the negative right there and say there's players that have endorsement deals. There's players that you know what I'm saying, they dress weird. There's players that's into podcasts and Pokemon, you know, visibly in these things. You know what I'm saying? There's other sports players that play other sports. Does that mean they don't care about football? I'm just saying, if you state your conclusion, it's supported with 3 good premises. Philosophy 101, debate 101. That's all I'm saying. All right, here we go. Let's see. I get Evie on the show. Bear Down Davis. Oh yeah. Says, love how the CW crew are trying to make something out of nothing. Comprehension is necessary. I'm saying, listen, I don't understand how either side is trying to make something out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, I started to say something, but it was going to be a big pause moment. No, bro, just like, I get it. I get having a perspective. I get it, hearing what our biases want to hear. I just don't understand hardlining on one phrase or this phrase or nothing. Because if we do that, if we hardline on a perspective of what we're going to do, I feel like I have the best case for what the Bears are going to do out there in all the Bears media. And that's not even being arrogant or cocky. I believe I have the best take on what the Bears are going to do in all the Bears deep media and Bears Twitter. Right? Since we're there, let's go there. Because I said I want to talk about this. So let's go there. What is the biggest? Let's walk the context clues on this. Let's play a game. Let's play a game. All right. What is the first significant move the Bears made at the end of the season? Somebody put it in the comments. What's the first significant move that the Bears made in the offseason? Let's have a little Q&A here. I feel like I have the best take and the best logical tea leaf explanation, investigation on this whole situation. What is the first move that the Bears made in the offseason? Significant move. Y'all said keep Flus. Lyric, y'all said keep Flus. Lyric said fire Getsy. Julia says retain Chris Morgan. Cornelia said fire Luke Getsy. I'm not putting that on the screen. There's implications right there. Get rid of coaches who didn't develop nobody. Fire Getsy. I'm going to take what Julia said. Well, it's a tie. What everybody else said and what Julia said. Right? But in the order of how we found out, fire Getsy will go first. Right? Lyric Edwards, Cornelia said it. I don't think it was like, to me, with the winning streak towards the end of the season, there wasn't a big deal to me that we kept Flus. I don't think that was a big move. I thought we're keeping Flus. He had a winning streak. They would have to warrant firing him. Firing Getsy was the first significant move. One B to that was retaining Chris Morgan. Retaining Chris Morgan. I've said this to every Bears media person that's been on my show. I've said this to every Bears media person I met in person. I even said it to a Bears coach. Quick flex right there. This is significant. If you know ball, you know why this is significant. If you really understand football, you understand why this is significant. And I'll add a 1C on the side of this. Retaining Coach Dre to go along with Chris Morgan. To go along with this. Yada, this is a caveat side conversation that I probably have to branch out. It's not that crazy to me because it's not Madden. You just don't fire a coach and just pick up and we're gonna run a team like we did the year before. The whole culture has been established. So you can't do that. You can't just, oh, I'm just gonna replace a guy. We're gonna have a winning season next year because I swapped this guy out for that guy. It don't work like that. Like these are human beings, real people that have to make interpersonal relationships and connection. They have to learn to trust each other through a process. They're going to war together Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. The coaches, the players, the training staff, it don't work like that. But back to that, Chris Morgan, Coach Dre, very important. Why? Because Chris Morgan is responsible for 60, 70% of this offense, regardless of how it comes out. Regardless of who's calling the plays, who designs the plays, who installs the plays, who comes up with the game plan, who calls the plays on Sundays. Chris Morgan is responsible for 60 to 70% of this offense as the O-line coach. And they kept the guy. When they fired his boss, that is crazy in the football world. Usually when you let the offensive staff go, they let everybody go. But here's the thing. We have two guys that know football in the front office. They know football. They know X's and O's. They know schematics. So they know what's working and what's not. They're not business guys that sit up in the booth like a lot of our fans when they watch football and they say, oh, he got a first down here or he scored a touch. They're not looking at football from a macro perspective. They're looking at it from a nuanced schematic perspective. They're looking at it like we look at the game. They look at it, well, why did he call this play here? Why are we running 12, 13 personnel here versus a too high safety look, right? Or why aren't we, right? Why aren't we taking advantage of this matchup here versus that matchup? They're nuanced football guys. So they're making smart football decisions. So they kept the guy that was going to keep the majority of the offensive scheme intact. And more importantly, part of that conversation is the language, the communication, how the engine. So y'all hear me talk about this all the time. The offensive line is the engine and the offense is the vehicle. The offensive line, the engine that makes the offense move, all of the communication, the terminology, the slide protection, whether they're going to scat protect right, scat protect left, they're going 3-by-2 left, 3-by-2 right, their total slide, and the running back calls. All the calls are going to stay the same. All the calls are going to stay the same. Chris is not changing nothing for those calls for the offensive line because he have to keep continuity for his guys up front. The only thing that's going to change about this offense, and here comes the second question. The second question is, what was the second most significant move that the Bears made in the offseason? I'll wait. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, people that want to have a football argument or debate with me, I'm just going to take you how football is built. I'm going to take you to how offensive football teams or offensive units are built, because that's what I did. I started as a special teams coach and went to O-line and went to running backs and went to tight ends and back to O-line and the run game coordinator and offensive coordinator. You got to understand the infrastructure and how it's built. He's responsible for all that. So what's the second maneuver? What was the second most important move of the offseason? hiring an offensive coordinator that align philosophically, watch this, that align philosophically with your first most important move. We're drawing a line here. We're building a connection. You got an offensive guy. It's not about the scheme for me as much as it's about the terminology, about the language. You know what I'm saying? Scat protect, slide protect, 3x2 right. We're calling that right. Rain. Scat protect, slide 3x2 left. We're calling that lightning because both come from the sky. It's a passing game, passing concept. That's what we're calling this. What did Shane Waldron say? Let me see if I can load up that clip. What did Shane Waldron say during his press conference? Let me see if I can find it.
Quarterback position with that ability to be explosive, to be a playmaker, to work off schedule. You know, those things are all good pieces to an offense that really finished strong last year. And I'm looking really to see how can we as an offensive staff look to build upon that. How do we incorporate our system with a bunch of great players that have had success in this league? And like I said, getting a chance to look forward at how we come together in this thing, you know, and the individuals will kind of put their best foot forward as we get to it, as we get to know them better.
That wasn't the one. I'm gonna get it right. It's listen to the one about language. I want y'all to hear about the question about, well, if you don't know who the quarterback is, listen to the man speak. This is why I say it helps to have football people in the room that can ask football questions and give the fans answers. This is why y'all need to run them lights up so your boy can get in a room. We can ask football questions and get the fans real answers. Let's find out. I want to hear what he said about language, though. He spoke about communication and language.
You came into this process as one of the hot names.
Quarterback position with that ability to be explosive. Quarterback position with that ability to be explosive.
How do you go about planning an offense, though, at this point when you don't know? Or maybe you do, but like, at least right now, quarterback could be a couple different.
There you go. No, I think, you know, as far as planning the offense, the first part for us was building a staff, getting everyone together. And then, you know, you have staffs. We've worked together with different people in the past. People have had different experiences. But the first part of that is really speaking our language. You know, what's the 2024 Bears going to look like in terms of how we're calling certain coverages? How are we calling routes? You know, what concepts do we want to, you know, have as part of our core offense when we start OTAs and we start with that building block approach as teachers. So that's the first part of it. And to me, you know, having a system that's speaking the same language, that's multiple in its ways that it can attack a defense, you know, then you start to get the players and you start to know what your personnel is going to look like for that season. And then you build it around the player's skill set. And I think, you know, for me, that's been a part of my core beliefs, and I feel like it's worked out well with the different quarterbacks that I've had a chance to be around over the past several years.
What did he say right there? What did he say right there? Y'all heard what y'all wanted to hear, but what did he say right there about the most important? The question was, how do you build an offense and you not know about who the quarterback is going to be? It's not even about that right now. And in the stages of building a staff and designing the offense, we don't even care about what the players got going on right now. I need to get my staff together and get them on the whiteboard. And Simo, you tell us what we're calling all this stuff in the run game. What are you calling these pass protection rules and concepts? What are these pass pro calls? What are you calling all that? Okay. And like Shane said, now I'm going to tell y'all what we're calling coverages, because I'm going to take on the pass game and I'm going to slap the pass game and concepts on top of the run games that's already there. And this is what we're going to call this. We're calling this coverage this. We're calling that front this. We're calling this coverage that, right? Getting the language together is the most important thing right now. And deciding even before you even really start designing a playbook, because that's fluid. Everybody's running the same stuff, guys. It's not a mystery. In football, everybody's running the same stuff. Everybody's running inside, outside, inside, mid, outside zone, counters off of those plays. Everybody's running gap power concepts. Either they're running the power play, they're running the counter play, they're running toss sweep, they're running jet sweep. You're not reinventing football. The most important thing is what you're calling it. What we're calling it on the 2024 Bears. That's the most important thing. and getting together on what we're calling it. So if I got a 9 route, an out route, and a mesh route and a backside post, what am I calling that concept? What am I calling all the past route concepts and they work together? What am I getting our language together is the most important thing. And again, who owns the language? Like I said, the best logical explanation as to what we're doing. Find somebody that can tell you different, that'll argue against that logic, and I'll tell you. Stand by. That's what I'm saying, bro. You can feel. That's what you feel, and that's what's real. Like I said, and watch this. Everybody's asked me, Coach T, when are you going to speak about this, that, and the other? Didn't this happen? Didn't I see you with this person? Has my philosophy changed? Has any of my takes changed on the subject? No. That's going to be my answer to your question. Anyway, we're moving on. Centers, free agent centers. Let's talk about it. Boom. I'm going to give y'all 3. It's my soapbox moment. I'm going to give y'all 3. I want to let y'all know. Y'all tell me how y'all rank them. So first, the boy Connor Williams out of Miami, free agent center. Y'all know the deal, right? Also think about scheme, think about system, right? This is what I want y'all to do throughout free agency with these players. Don't think about, hey, this player's good. Think about system, think about scheme. By the way, people keep asking me when I'm gonna say something about what a source told me about the Bears and what we talked about. Remember, I told you, coaches talk ball. I ain't got to ask you what you're doing with Justin Fields. I can talk about football and have a whole 2-hour conversation, and we never bring up Caleb Williams and Justin Fields specifically. I'm not going to say we did. I'm not going to say didn't, but I'm saying I can have a whole conversation with a coach and talk ball and never have to worry. We don't have to worry about that. So when you look at these free agents in the offseason, I want y'all to think about scheme. Don't think about, hey, this guy's just the top center in free agents. Think about system fit first, because you can have a gap power guy and we're running mid zone. How does that work? How does that work? Does anybody know in the chat what's the difference between how you configure your offensive lineman for a gap power offensive line versus a zone offensive line? What's the difference between the two? I'm asking the question today. How do you configure your offensive lineman? How do you change out your offensive lineman and how you bodies types and so on and so forth? And if you're going to run primarily, get to the perimeter, outside zone stuff, mid zone stuff versus, hey, I'm going to be a primary inside zone guy, gap power stuff. I'll tell you how, because we got answers here. Your offensive linemen are going to be a little bit more leaner, right? Lean and athletic in a zone scheme, right? Especially if they're doing a lot of running as part of the outside zone, get to the perimeter, heavy on the tall stuff, right? You're going to go for leaner offensive linemen, lighter, leaner, because they got to be able to move. How you gain an advantage in those outside zone, toss sweep, jet sweep, anything trying to get to the perimeter offense, basically in the outside zone system or mid zone system, is if they can get defensive linemen moving vertically, then defensive linemen lose power. You can't establish a good base when you're moving laterally. You can't get in that nice power stance, brace up, take on blocks, shed blocks, and make a play. So they try to get you moving laterally to break down your center of power, break down your base, right? And if they get you moving laterally and then get you to open your gate, right? So, hey, I got a gap. I'm always supposed to play with my shoulder pass to the line of scrimmage, and I keep the gate closed for my gap. If I can get you moving laterally, I get to open the gate a little bit and give the running back 12 inches of daylight and hits his head on the goalpost, right? So you want those lighter leading offensive linemen. If you're going to go primarily interior zone, inside zone, then you're going to go thicker, girthier up the middle. You're going to have a thicker center, thicker guards. Then you might get a little bit lighter and leaner at the tackle. Now you can go stronger up the middle, quicker to the outside if you got leaner tackles. So what a lot of coaches are doing right now is they're going girthy center guards, and they're going lighter with the tackles so they can get tackles in pin pull situations on the quick toss, outside zone. They can get those tackles and guys out on the screens, to run out on those screens, bubble screens, tunnel screens, all that good stuff. Excuse me. Right? So when you look at these centers, I want you to pay attention to the same as we're selecting guy. Now, the big question is, what are the Bears going to focus on? Because coming into the Luke Getsy era, it was all about Kyle Shanahan, outside zone, inside zone, blah, 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 blah. People been asking, Coach, when are you going to say something about what we're going to be doing? Look out for conversations about mid-zone. That's all I'm going to tell you. Mid-zone. That's all I'm going to tell you. Mid-zone is not necessarily outside zone or inside zone. It's kind of like off-tackle zone, right? But the rules are still the same, right? You're going to bend it outside. You're going to bang it inside. You're going to break it back. Or there's a 3-boot. If you run zone, any coach that runs zones, there's a 3B rule in there, right? Break it outside, bang it inside, bend it back. Or it's bend it. Whatever they call it, it's going to be 3Bs in it. That's the running back rules for it. And usually the point of attack, the read person in those situations, outside zone is the tackle, 3 technique for mid zone, and probably the defensive end for outside zone. Inside zone is probably going to be the 1 technique, or it's going to be the linebacker. It's that simple. You read that guy. If the guy that's playing him, blocking him, has leverage on him, you break it outside, bang it inside, or break it back, or bend it back. Break, bang, bend. Break, bang, bend. Bend, bang, break. Put that in the chat. So Connor Williams started his career, Dallas Cowboy, left guard, blossomed Miami at center, thriving as a run blocker. Mike McDaniel's zone blocking scheme, where he is able to quickly get to the second level and lead the way. He doesn't have the world's strongest anchor in the phone booth, but he's fast, first step and line enables him to seal off defenders. And I liken a good comp for Colin Williams for me is Zach. What is Zach's last name? The guy did the video on. Why I never Frazier. Good comp is Zach Frazier. Zach is a leaner guy, wrestler, leaner body type. He's not. I don't think he's as small as Connor. Connor looks smaller than Zach Williams does on film, but nonetheless, both of them are fit this system well. If we don't get Zach, I believe Miami, because Connor's going away, Miami might draft him as a good replacement. And here's a little bit of what your boy looks like on film, right? I like his style of play. Is he a system scheme fit for what we want to do? I've been hearing mid-zone, so that's not so much getting to the outside of perimeter so much. Shane Waldron likes his big running backs. So I'm hot take for y'all. Hot take for y'all, by the way. Shane Waldron likes his big running backs. So I think your boy Rojo gets a lot more tick than fans might be expecting coming into the season. If he wins the job outright, I think Rojo might start the season at the running back 1 position. That's a hot take. I haven't heard anything, but I just know what Shane likes. And plus, again, I've heard mid-zone as a staple in this scheme, right? Y'all talking about me in the chat, I know it. Coach T, what are you doing? All right. I'm sorry. I forgot I had to press the button, dog. Relax. Relax. It's a lot of stuff going on. I'm commentating and I'm doing production. A one-man band. Give me a break. Jeez. Let's see. Let me get y'all to see some of this film for a little bit before I get it out of here. Like I said, man, I like the kid, but not for us. Not for what we do. Here we go. I'll let a few of these play. I'll repeat myself again. Watch his hands. Watch how quick he is off the ball, getting his hands on people. Now, it's not sudden. Snap the ball. Hands on him now. Right. Great at playing with leverage, all that good stuff. Now I'll let like one more play. So I've already see him how to get to a position real quick. He's just real sticky up in there. You know what I'm saying? Kind of plays center like a defensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? Like a little. See, I like to use them, run them out on the perimeter for screen plays. That's what you get with your, leaner guys. You're going to play them that way, right? When you want to just bully people, you know what I'm saying? You go get the girthy guys like we have. You go get the girthy guys like who we have next. Andre James, Las Vegas Raiders. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Andre James. These are the top 3 center free agents, by the way. James clearly earned a lot of respect from trust from the previous Raiders regime, given that team was willing to trade away franchise pillar Rodney Hudson to the Arizona Cardinals for James. Now, I think body style, James is on the girthier side, but he still got a little bit of stickiness to him. The move proved to be a smart one. James, patient and clean fit, pass protection, able to mirror shifty interior pass rushers, and generally withstand power rushes to save for a few matchups. I like this as a potential sleeper candidate. But let's look at it. Let's look at the guy. I might like him better than I originally thought. Let me see. See if it's the right one. Okay, yeah, let's go. Now I tell Coach T, don't forget to come back and put him on the screen. All right, here we go. Long one. All right, here we go. Let's take a look. I'm gonna slow this down a little bit. That's gonna go kind of fast. Now compare this to the other guy. Compare his hand speed. Bigger guy, obviously. He's more girthy, right? See that? So I'm expecting gap power stuff out of this team. I don't know what Las Vegas run, but bigger, girthier guy up the middle. I'm expecting to be moving bodies. Good at snapping the ball, hands pretty quick, playing with leverage right off the bat, knowing where the guys take guys, let them go. Here's versus a good film versus Quentin Williams. So you should have some good reps on tape right here because that's one of the premier defense linemen in the league. Zero technique from Quentin. Yeah, I'm just going to take you where you want to go, buddy. By the way, this dude is a good guy. The Jets defensive coach, defense coordinator. I like him. Jeff something. I don't know. He's really good. We're going pass pro right here. Just using quick hands and quick screen. All right, cool. I'm gonna speed this back up so we can get this. I just want y'all to see a few reps. Know that you've seen these guys on film. Know what they look like. See the Raiders offensive line a little bit more beefy on the inside. That's so they can move guys from the inside off the ball. They're not gonna try and trick you a whole lot and try and be cute a whole lot. The Raiders were good when they ran the ball down your throat. A bit shifty right there. Even though he didn't block nobody, but nobody came to him. I might watch one more series of this guy. We go help the teammate out. All right, let's fast forward this pass to the next drive. A little Zach Wilson action right there. Get him two. Here we go. We got big fellas on the field. This is how coaches watch film in the film room, by the way. They just watch film and pick on players, give them nicknames and stuff. Welcome to the film room. All right, let's get him, big guy. On the center. Getting on the jump. Oh, nice hands, movement. See that? He's moving the line of scrimmage, guys. That's what you look for. When we were in the draft last year and I picked Zach Pickens and Dexter Carter, you see that little dip he made right there, a little subtle move right there too to get under Quentin Williams' pads. That was gold right there. Everybody was looking for defensive linemen with fancy pass rush move. I just simply look for guys that can change the line of scrimmage. Look where the line of scrimmage started and look where this play stopped. And that's Quentin Williams right there. That's all I care about. Those 2 yards mean more to me than a 7-yard run. A great rut right there. He had the reach block. He had a reach block over here. No wonder it wasn't a good rep. Yeah. Yeah, his teammate wet the bed too. Should have sat down a little bit. Double that guy. I don't know, fellas. I don't know. Oh, now the big guy out there. Ooh, okay. The big guy out there getting sticky with him on the screen. So he's a big guy that can move. Too. So they like to get the guy out there and run, and he can, right? See, they're gonna try to reserve that to the small dudes, but got a little perimeter game in him, a little versatility. I like it. They're just driving. I haven't seen him get blown up yet. Here we go. Quick screen. That was a second view of the same play. I want to see a straight drop back. Something not so West Coasty, if you will. Here we go. Boom. Yeah, you kind of got drove back on that one, boy. Got to sit down in the box right here. Let's see him get his pad level too high and get kind of driven back right here. And they did a little stunt right into the A gap. The fact I ain't cut this tape off yet, I'm kind of liking him. I'm trying to see, kind of liking the guy. He knows his assignment. Look left, look right, look right, look left. All right, so y'all let me know what y'all think about Andre, big boy, in the chat. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Andre James, I'm not mad at it. I wonder where he was drafted. Tape reflects he was 2 years UFA. I'm not mad at the tape, man. And last but not least, everybody's favorite, Lloyd Cushenberry from Denver. Let's read the bio real fast. Cushenberry was named the starting center as a rookie in 2020, struggled early. Many players in the same situation have in recent years. Yeah, glad you got that out your system, buddy. With the added responsibility of calling out protections. Listen, people always ask the coach, why you don't want a rookie center? Cushenberry was named a starting center as a rookie in 2020 and struggled early, as many players in the same situation have in recent years, with the added responsibility of calling out protection. This is why, and I'm going to go ahead and give you my take now. This is why I want us to go free agent and not rookie center, because you do more than snap the ball at center. Responsible for a lot. You got to call out the mic. You got to call out the protection. You got to make sure people are right. You got to basically quarterback that offensive line. You got to lead that room. I don't want question marks at the center position. I want an exclamation mark. So if he's already got that stuff, the rookie jitters out of the system, then great for him. You know what I'm saying? 3 different coaching staffs in 4 years didn't exactly bring stability either, but Cushenberry put together a career year in 2023 and has grown as a run blocker while consistently showing up with the better pass and blocking centers in the NFL the past few seasons. Let's get right to it, man. Let's go to the film, because y'all know I can't wait. Not that film. Listen, man, I did it again. All right. I owe y'all some footage, bro. My bad. Told you. That's why I need a producer. I'll give y'all some film. I'm gonna cut that out. Here we go. Lloyd getting busy. I'm gonna give y'all film, Merc. I owe y'all some film. That's not a hole. What are you doing right there, young Lloyd? Give y'all another drive. Here we go. Big guys moving on the inside. I like that. Girthy guy. Coming right down your living room. Here we go. A lot of car wrecks going on in there. All right, I know I've been on for a while, so I'm not gonna hold y'all, but lay y'all much more. Listen, thanks for hanging out with me. The boy Coach T. So if I had to rank these guys, I'm definitely going Cushenberry first, James second, and Connor Williams, I'm not even putting on the board, man. I just don't think he's a good assistant fit for us. And the injury, man, scares me a little bit. Don't want no parts of that in Bears land. We don't need question marks at center. And if I had to choose between a rookie center and a veteran center, obviously I'm going with the veteran. Go ahead and spend that cash, Ryan Post. Spend it on the center, spend it on Cushenberry. Let's go ahead and solidify that center position so we can figure out what we're doing with the guards. If Davis has a bounce back sort of year, I think he had a slow start to the year, probably because all he had going on. Nonetheless, and then we can figure out if we need to take a tackle or not at the left spot. I don't think they will. I think they love Braxton Jones. So I'm not going to dive into tackles right away. I think the next position I'll take a look at is, let's get into the skinny dudes, man. We're going to go with the wide receivers, talk about them, because there's a lot of them. A lot of talk about these dudes. Who's number one? Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr., but I don't think those other guys are far behind, particularly Neighbors. But we'll get into that, man. Listen, thanks for hanging out with me. Please join me on Thursday. I know it's a long show today. Was it one? No, it's about right for us. Well, an hour and a half. So please join me on Thursday, man. We got your boy. Listen. Drum roll, please. Clay Haber. Clay Haber will be on the show with us on Thursday, man. Y'all know Clay. Twitter, NBC Sports Chicago. Clay makes the rounds on the sports talk shows, former NFLer. Philadelphia Eagle, I believe he's a Chicago native, all that good stuff to join me. So we get to talk ball, man. We talk ball. Met the guy at the Senior Bowl, had some good conversation about ball and stuff like that. So hit it off, man. So I'm gonna have him on the show and give him some. Y'all get to give. Also, make sure y'all have some questions prepared for him for that in the DM section. And also, we're gonna see who Clay gives out the Drunk Uncle Award to. So tap in on Thursday, man. Thanks for hanging out with me again. I'll see y'all on Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central for now. Until next time, man. It's your boy, Coach T. For past, present, and future, we bear down. I'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.